Hello guys, my name is Vaibhav and today we are going to look into a free tool for email verification in VoiceFlow. Best part about this tool is every day you will get 25 free credits, which means you will be able to do 25 email verifications in a day. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So let me start the flow. So first I am going to provide an email which is the wrong format. The email you provided seems to be incorrect. Please try again. Now let me provide the email which format is correct but it is not registered. The email you provide seems valid but it is not registered. Please provide valid email address. So as you can see, the email which I provided, it was registered. So it passed all the checks and the result we get is email verified. So now let's see how this functionality is achieved. So the tool which I am going to use is verifalia. So this is the dashboard of verifalia. So as you can see, like here it is given the daily free credit is 24, and if I refresh it right now, because I did it 2 times, verified it 2 times, so the credit must be decreased to -2, 22. The documentation of the verifalia API. So there are 2 main steps. First we need to generate the access token in this, and then we need to get the response from it. So now here we need to do 2 steps. First authentication and second getting response. Authentication. Now in authentication we need to first generate the access token. Now in order to generate the access token, they have given the API here. Now in order to authenticate, let's jump back to the flow and go step by step. So first is the basic one, where we are asking the email and we are capturing that information into a last utterance. Then there is a simple text block where we are telling the user that we are currently verifying the email. Now the second part is to check the format. Now in order to check the format, we are going to use this email pattern to filter out the email address and save it to email matches. What you need to keep in mind is you need to create these 2 variables manually inside the VoiceFlow. After this, the next step would be to check if that email pattern is correct or not. If that email address matches with the pattern, it will save that email address into a potential email, otherwise it will save null. Now once that is done, we are going to use if condition to check if it is a valid email or not. Once that step is done, we are going to move into the next step, which is to generate the access token. Now here the first step is you need to save your username and password inside a variable. So as you can see, like here I am using set variable step, and inside I am creating a variable which is named as verifalia username UN, and I am saving my email address here, and same I am doing with the password. The second step would be to generate the access token. To generate the access token, we are going to use a post request and we are going to give this API. Now the first in header we are going to give the content type as application JSON, and then we are going to use the body form where we are going to select raw, and we are going to use this JSON to pass the username and password. From this, what we are going to get in response is the access token. So as you can see, like for this I have created a new variable, verifalia API key. So you need to create this variable manually, and you are going to save that response inside this variable. So you are going to save this access token inside this variable API key, which we are going to use in the next step. The next step is to get the response. Now in order to get the response, we are going to use this API key. So I am going to provide all the links for your reference in the comment section. Be sure to check it out. Now in order to get the email validations response, we need to give header as content type as application JSON, and then another key that we need to provide is authorization in the header. So we are going to provide authorization, and there we are going to pass the validation API key which we saved in the previous step. So before that you need to append it with bearer, then there would be a 1 space. After that you are going to use that variable in which you have saved the access token. Now the similar step is again in the body form, where we are going to pass that potential email. So here it is already verified that the format of the email is correct, and we have saved it inside the potential email. So same this potential email variable we are going to use in the body. So as you can see, like this is the JSON that we are going to use. Entries, input data, and here is the variable which is potential email. So similarly you can see like the response that we are going to get for this, it will be inside response, entries, data. Then in data we are using the first array. Inside array we are going to get the classification. Then the classification, it would be like either deliverable or undeliverable. Now this response we are going to save it inside a variable that again you need to create manually, verifalia response. You can name it anything. Now the next step is to check if the response is deliverable or undeliverable. So here we are giving the condition if verifalia response is deliverable. If it is valid response, then we are giving the text email verified. Otherwise, going to the else block, which is potential email you provided seems valid but it is not registered. Please provide valid registered email. So I hope this helps. So in the previous video I did the same email verification, but at that time the tool that I used was Abstract API. The difference between Abstract API and Verifalia is in Verifalia we are getting 25 credits every day, and in Abstract API we are getting 100 requests. So that's a one-time 100 requests, whereas in Verifalia we are getting 25 daily credits. I hope this helps. Hope you have a great